Pastor Matthew Stuckey here from Verity Baptist Church, Philippines, and I'm giving you a missionary update for the entire year of 2024. Our total for the entire year was 15,746 salvations between our four churches in Manila, Pampanga, Bicol, and Warsaw. Most months we were able to get more than 1,000 salvations for the month. Let me just break that down for our four churches. In Manila, we had 11,938 salvations. Included in that total are 312 in Cavite and 466 in Laguna. Specifically, I mentioned Cavite and Laguna because this year we started monthly church services in both of those locations. Cavite we had done from time to time, but we just kind of started a set system for Cavite. We started at the beginning of this year having a church service in Laguna, and there was regular soul winning going on in both locations, and then once a month we have services there. We have people that come from those provinces to our church in Manila, but it is quite a long travel, and so we have a monthly service there. And of course, Lord willing, one day we'll have a bona fide church in those locations, but there's regular soul winning, great fellowship, great people that are part of those churches and ministries. At our church in Pampanga, we had 2,083 salvations. That is a record for us. Pampanga, I found to be a little bit more of a difficult area to go soul winning than Manila. We don't have as much access to parks like they do in Manila. That being said, this past year we found a lot of great new soul winning locations that has helped us bump up our results. We started a weekly soul winning time on Thursdays, so it's our third official soul winning time. And that one, we've been going to just different locations, different parks, different malls, and we've had a lot of good success there. So that's helped us bump up our results. So we hope to set even another record this coming year. In Bicol, we had 1,042 salvations. And that is slightly more than the year before. But, Brother Realwin, who is our ordained evangelist there in Bicol, he is regularly going to the schools and just all day preaching the gospel to schools for hours. So he preached to tens of thousands of students throughout the year. And specifically over these last 6 months, he's really gotten into that. And he has not been counting salvations from that, but tens of thousands of students have heard the gospel. So obviously a lot of people are getting saved that we haven't even counted in these numbers. So these numbers could very well be understated. It's just hard to judge a metric of how many are getting saved in the schools. We have used various techniques, but we haven't yet done that in Bicol. But it's a great opportunity. So not only do they have the individual soul winning, but just preaching in the schools all day long. And then we have our church in Poland, which started at the very end of 2023. So there was 11 salvations, I believe, in 2023 because they started right at the end of the year. And this was really the first full 12 months of ministry in Warsaw, Poland. And they had 683 salvations by my count, which is a total. Great work involved by them. Honestly, this blew away my expectations for a church in Europe. Brother Mateus, he knows many languages, so he's been able to preach sermons at different churches in different languages, and he's been able to give the gospel in several languages and get people saved. So it's been a big success, and I look forward to seeing what's going to happen, not just in Poland, but in all of Europe over the coming years. Other than that, one of the big things that we had, some of the big things we had this past year, we had our missions trip in February. We counted 2,843 salvations from that missions trip in Manila. And so we had a lot of people from different countries and different churches that joined us. It was a big success. We have our missions trip for 2025 coming up in February, just in a month and a half. So we're going to be having that again. We had a Cebu missions trip. And Cebu is the second biggest area of the Philippines, or second most prominent area. And it was kind of our first church trip of a mini missions trip, or a missions trip to another location. It's something that we're going to be doing this coming year in Bicol, the week after the Manila missions trip, and potentially some soul winning events for several days or missions trips later on during the year in different locations. We had 464 salvations in Cebu. It was a bit more difficult than Manila for a lot of the soul winners because there is a bit of a language barrier for Tagalog speakers. Cebuana is the dominant language there, but obviously we still got a lot of people saved, and it was a great time. And during the Soul Winning Mega Marathon, where we had other churches from the Philippines and other churches and ministries in Asia partner with us, We had 1,531 salvations. That entire total does not get counted in our results. That was a combined effort, but it was a great event. Right around Easter time, of course, we plan to do that again. And, the other big thing that came here this past year was we finished building our church building. And that is something that we had completely outgrown our space that we were at in Pasig. And we decided to save up to get an empty lot and build a church building rather than rent a bigger space, because the price was going to be very expensive and we had been able to save up money. So I thought long term it would make more sense to do that. So we're able to build the first floor at our location in Cainta, Rizal, which is pretty close to our old location. And it's been great for us. We've been there for a few months now, and it's a much bigger space. The sound is much better. It's just a great area. Plants, fresh air. It's not so hot there, and so a lot of things to like. It's inside of a subdivision, and the eventual plan, if we outgrow the first building, is to just start saving up money now to prepare for that, as we've just kind of continued to grow in attendance these last several years, and eventually build the second building. So we built the first or second floor, I should say. We built the first floor with the capacity to build on to the second floor. So that's something we're kind of saving up for now. It's not an immediate necessity, but it could be within the next few years. We've had a couple huge church services there at a new location where it was decently packed, but I still think we have plenty of time to grow and build there. But it's been a great blessing. And of course, I have a lot of you to thank for that, because a lot of people generously sent in donations. Obviously, as a church in the missions field, I mean, our members are faithful tithers, and the tithes help pay for the needs that we have. But at the same time, donations on the foreign field go a long way to help. And it's really helped us do a lot of great things. Be able to have soul winning marathons every single Saturday here, have missions trips, get a lot in a building. And of course, we have a lot of big plans in the future. And, hopefully you can partner with us. And I understand not everyone would be able to give financially, but just please be in prayer for our ministry. And we hope to do even bigger and better things in 2025. Anyways, thank you and God bless.